Hey everybody, welcome back to homerecordingmadeeasy.com and here on my YouTube channel. And this time out, we're going to take a look at another voiceover microphone, the Electro-Voice RE20 right here in front of me. This is the new black matte version. Very, very cool. I bought this about a month ago. I've been using it for a while in my studio. I really like it and I wanted to share it with you. But before we get started, if you like what you see in this video, please hit that subscribe button and also hit the notification bell. And also go out to homerecordingmadeeasy.com. I want to give you a free mixing course worth about 50 bucks. It's my gift to you just for visiting homerecordingmadeeasy.com. So let's talk about the RE20 by Electro-Voice. So full disclosure, I'm working along with Sweetwater to bring you this video. Although this microphone I bought with my own money, I've had it for about a month, as I said, but I'm working with Sweetwater to bring this video to you on behalf of Sweetwater and Electro-Voice. So now that we got that out of the way, the RE20, famous microphone. It's been in broadcast studios and recording studios for years, for decades. I've used the RE20 in the past in recording studios tracking different instruments like kick, bass, so on and so forth. We'll talk about that in a bit, but I've never used it as a voiceover mic. About 2 months ago, I started on this exploration of coming up with or trying out different voiceover mics for my YouTube channel, for my podcast, for my live streams, and I've gone through lots of different microphones. You've seen the YouTube videos, everything from the PreSonus PD70 to the Shure SM7B, and now I'm taking a look at the RE20, and I gotta say, I really, really like this. So let me talk to you about some of the features of this particular microphone. And if you want to check it out for yourself, you could click the link in the description box and head out to sweetwater.com and pick it up. And again, full disclosure, that is an affiliate link. So when you buy with that link anything on Sweetwater's website, you're helping me here at Home Recording Made Easy support what I'm doing, and I do appreciate that. I want to thank you in advance, but you don't pay any more for the product. So check out by using the link in the description box. So the RE20, the first thing about it here, it is a large diaphragm dynamic microphone, and it comes in a couple of different finishes here. You see the new flat kind of matte black finish. They also make what is probably more familiar to you, the kind of old matted gray or silver microphone. I'll put an image up on the screen. That's the one that you've seen for years and years and years, and it looks a little dated, but it's a really, really cool kind of a vintage vibe. But now they have the black, which I really like, because it kind of disappears into the frame of the video a little bit. It's not as obvious when it's sitting right in front of your face. So it's a large diaphragm dynamic microphone. It has a cardioid polar pattern. So it's great for rejection here, meaning that from the sides and from the back of the microphone, you don't pick up all the any noise that might be going on in the room. It's really great if you have like an air conditioner at the other side of your room kind of going on, or some kind of heat vent or something. You really won't hear that. This is great at rejecting all of that unwanted sound and really is just picking up right here in the front. It is made out of real heavy duty steel construction. This thing weighs probably slightly less than a couple of pounds. I think it's 1.6, 1.8 pounds. You can check the Sweetwater website for the exact specs, but it's heavy duty. I mean, you can almost use it as a weapon if you needed to, but it's something that is just going to last forever. I've dropped RE20s in the studio before, setting up things on bass cabinets and such, and they're virtually indestructible. You really got to work hard at it to really damage this. It's really heavy duty, really, really rugged, and I really like that. Now, the thing about the RE20 that makes it kind of unique and what's really cool about it, which is different from most other microphones on the market, and especially in the broadcast microphones, is what they have, what they call their variable D technology. And what that does is it minimizes the proximity effect. So that means right now, I'm maybe 3 or 4 inches away from the microphone here, and I could get up really, really close, and I could get really kind of far back here, and it stays kind of smooth. You don't get as that proximity effect as you come closer. You don't get the real deep low end. It kind of stays pretty consistent. No matter where I go around the microphone, you'll hear that my voice doesn't change all that much, which makes it great. So you don't have to be so concerned about where you are on the microphone when you're doing things like a podcast or like a live stream. You could just kind of put it up here in front, and if you're moving your head from left to right as you're talking and demonstrating, or you're coming in and out a little bit, it's going to stay pretty consistent. So it's nice and smooth and a consistent sound. The other thing that's great about the RE20, as I said earlier, is that it can really handle high sound pressure levels. So what does that mean? That means you can use this thing on like a kick drum, which I've done for years, bass, guitar, cabinets, real low end stuff. It's wonderful for, and even for, you know, real loud, aggressive progressive hard rock vocals in a studio, you can use an RE20. So it's more than just a broadcast mic, although that's what it's probably most famous for. But it's wonderful on kick drums. It's also wonderful on floor times. I've used those before. Also, the RE20, what I like about it is you really don't need a pop filter because there's a pop filter built right underneath the front grill here. So once again, you can get kind of close to it and you can get some, and start with your plosives, and you don't get a lot of plosives, where on typical microphones or a lot of microphones, you'll have to have some kind of a pop filter, or you have to be very conscious about where you are on the microphone to not get that extra plosives. And then also here, which you don't see on the back of the mic here, I'll put an image up on the screen. There is a bass roll-off switch here. So right now I have it completely flat, which will give me the most low end to my voice. And I kind of like that. It gives you that broadcast sound. As soon as I plug this in, compared to any other microphone I used in the past, it just had that sound, that broadcaster sound, that little low end rumble to your voice, that chestiness. It kind of makes you sound like you have more authority on mic, which is kind of cool. But if you want to roll it off, let me roll it off here. And now that's what the bass roll-off switch engaged there. So you'll have a little less low end, but it's still pretty full and still sounds pretty good to me anyway. But depending on your voice and what you like, you can choose to use that or to not use it. I typically like it this way, where I'm not using the bass roll-off. So last but not least, one of the things that's good about this microphone, and this will really be dependent on your interface, and just so you know, you don't see it, but off camera, this is just going into an affordable PreSonus Audio Box i2 audio interface. So, $140 interface. It's very affordable. Anything at this level where you should be fine. It's plugged directly in. I'm not using an inline preamp. So depending on your interface and depending on how much clean gain you have in your interface will depend on whether or not the RE20 would benefit from something like a cloud lifter, which is something that I have here. I use this on the Shure SM7B all the time. And you can use this with something like the PreSonus i2. That's totally cool. It'll give you more headroom and give you more gain that you can add to the microphone. Right now, I have the gain on the i2. You can't see it here, but I have it probably I'd say a little more than 3/4 of the way up. So I'm almost tapped out of the gain here to give you this voiceover. And here in Studio One, where I'm recording the voiceover, my voice is coming in around a -6 dB. Okay, so with the i2 almost cranked up all the way, again, about maybe 80% of the way up on the gain knob, I'm running at about a -6 dB. Again, I'm about average distance away from this microphone, and that's the sound you're going to get. If you have maybe a more higher end interface, something that has a little bit more gain in it, a little bit more clean gain, you could definitely get away without a cloud lifter. But if you want, you can always pick up one of these as well. Again, I'll link this in the description box below. These are great and little handy devices, these inline preamps for these kinds of microphones, and they make other brands as well. But I tend to like the cloud lifter. It gives you about an additional 25 dB again, I think. And that'll allow you to back off on the interface. So this whole entire video, you've been listening to me on the RE20. Again, just so you know, there is no compression, there is no EQ, there is no post-processing, there's absolutely nothing. This is microphone plugged into the i2, directly into Studio One, and the levels are coming in around, like I said, a -6 dB, and there's no other processing whatsoever. So if you wanted to tailor and shape your voice and the sound of your voice even more than what the RE20 gives you right out of the box, you can always add a little EQ and compression. Obviously in post, typically I would probably use some compression on a podcast or something, a little light compression, so I don't have to worry about if I get a little too loud or a little too quiet, it'll kind of even out the performance a little bit, but that's the same with any microphone, right? So that is the EV Electro-Voice RE20. Again, I love it. I've been using it now, like I said, for about a month, and overall, it gives me the sound that I really want from my voice straight out of the box. I love, like I said, it feels like you just get that broadcast sound, right out of the box. You sound like what it sounds familiar to you. I really like it. And the fact that it can double up in the studio on multiple instruments makes it a great all-around microphone. So if you want to check out the RE20, click the link in the description box below. Go out to sweetwater.com and check it out. Again, you could get it in the black finish, or you could get it in the silver or more like metallic matte gray, the old vintage style as well. They have them both in stock. So check that out today. And I want to thank you so much for joining me here at homerecordingmadeeasy.com and for a look at the RE20. Please, again, go out to Home Recording Made Easy. Get your free mixing course. It's $50 in your pocket, no strings attached. Download it for free. Enjoy the course. If you have any questions at all about any of the training on my website, you can always email me through the contact link at the top of the website page. And once you're done with the mini mixing course, if you want to get some of the paid training at Home Recording Made Easy, I want to give you a gift. I want to give you a coupon code. The coupon code is YouTube25. You put YouTube25 at checkout. It'll take 25% off any of the training courses on my website. So thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.